Are you feeling anxious and you already like tried other things that you usually do, but they're not really helping you? Good news. I will cover at least 5 or even more tips and tricks that usually people don't use them a lot, but they really good. And before we get into those, number one tool that you need to use to lower your anxiety is actually doing something, okay? It's like buying a cookbook. The dinner is just not going to appear on your table, okay? You still need to put your hands to work and make that happen. So even if you're gonna watch this video and you're like, oh yeah, this is a good tip, please do them, okay? Write it down somewhere, remind yourself, or watch that video again. But if you will do nothing, nothing will help you. Okay, number one, it's to feel your 5 senses. So let's say you are anxious about something, maybe about an event that's coming up. Maybe you have a conversation with another person that you really don't want to have. Or maybe you just worry about the future and whatever worry that is. So, what great thing to do is grounding. And there are different ways how different people say what the grounding is. But let's just say grounding, we can say when you're standing on your both feet, because you could be sitting as well. So let's just say standing on both feet because you are comfortable, and then you start leaning on your toes, and then you kind of like standing on your tiptoes, and then you move back towards your heels, and then you move towards your toes. So you're just shifting the body back and forward in a comfortable position, so you feel still stable and make sure you do not fall, of course. But what happens in your body, it starts feeling it, what's happening under your feet. Then, good idea to also start smelling something. You start smelling, maybe you smell somebody's cooking dinner, or if you have nothing that you can smell, great idea to smell. Maybe you have a perfume handy, start smelling that too. Then you can have a candy, like for example, sour candy really distracts your brain from concentrating on your worry. And cold water, you can rinse your fingers or just put cold water onto your hands and maybe run it longer so it gets freezing cold, because that again distracts your brain from your worry into your hands. And if that doesn't help, cold shower also works. So basically what I'm saying, implement all your 5 senses. And then you just can go through sense by sense and say, okay, what do I see? Maybe you can say, like when you were a kid, maybe you were learning that exercise, what do I see? 5 green things, 2 blue things, and start searching for some things. And then listening, touching, something soothing could be also very good to touch. And even if you don't have anything soothing, like, well, you just don't walk around with the cow that you can touch all the time, right? It's a good idea for you to touch yourself. And before you get all weird, like, there is area actually in your body that when you're a child, and it's already proven that you've been touched a lot. So when somebody touches you there, if you have good experience with being touched, you will calm you down. And the area is right here on the top of your hands. So you just massage your shoulders or even your fingers, and when you touch your hands, your arms, it's supposed to calm your brain down. Because as you know, a lot of kids, when they get all unhappy or annoyed or just anxious, they run for a hug, because physical touch is very important to our brain, and that is another way how you can calm yourself. Okay, I know that was a long one. It's like one thing that you can do is to implement all your 5 senses. And maybe you already did this. If you're doing any of those, drop a comment below and tell me which one. And maybe is your favorite. Which one is your favorite? Okay, the second thing that we do a lot of times without even thinking about it, because our body knows what to do a lot of times when we really allow our body to do, and it is called sociological sight. So You breathe in deeply, and then when you have, looks like no way you can breathe in more, then you breathe in just a little bit, one little bit more, all the way, all the way up, and then you breathe out through your mouth, and then you breathe out with the voice, and it sounds like ah. And you can do 3 or 5 times, and that just resets your body. Why it works? Because first of all, you make it something with sound. Second of all, you activate the vagus nerve. And then third thing is you are breathing in a lot of oxygen. And many times we feel anxious because we dehydrated, we don't have enough oxygen, and all of hungry, or all those kind of things. So when you breathe in that deeply, then you breathe out a few times, you reset a lot of those systems, and you help yourself to regulate yourself. And there's a lot of discussions about different breathing techniques, like, oh, you count till 4, you breathe in, then you stop breathing and you count till 4, then you breathe out, and what's it called, the box breathing. Listen, the way I see it, you just find something that works. Because when you're anxious, I think you don't want to stress yourself over how many times do you need to count, and how many breathes how many breaths do you need to take. Okay, it has to be something like a muscle memory, that you already anxious, you're feeling that you have an anxiety coming up, and you immediately start breathing in and out to help you out with that. So try out different things and see what works for you. But that thing that we just take a deep sigh and let it air out always works. And are you already doing this? Drop me a comment below and let me know. Well, number 3, I'm already touched a little bit of that. It's activating your vagus nerve. And you probably can go on Google and find plenty of videos how to do physical exercises and activate that nerve. And I don't know, it's just some big nerve that helps you regulate your system. Okay, the easiest way to do is to sing or hum. What they say, oh, when you are taking a shower and you're singing, after that you're feeling so relaxed. Yes, because you letting the water run through your body, which is you implementing the touch, and then when you hum, that activates your vagus nerve. So that's why also singing helps a lot. So pop the song that you love the most, start singing, or like just humming, and that for a few minutes should help you to put you in a place where you can start regulating yourself, so you do not like this anxiety, worry, and don't know what to do kind of thing. And do you have a favorite song that you sing along to get your mood up? And that's another little bonus. If you're already feeling stressed, depressed, and anxious, do not listen negative music. Okay, I know some clients, they say, oh, I just felt so bad today, and they put some songs that they used to remind me of my ex-boyfriend. I'm like, this is not the way to go. If you're feeling that you already start sliding in the negative emotion, go to the happy songs. Find those songs that reminds you of another person that they inspired you, or something that has great words. And when you're feeling good, start writing them down, like, oh, you know what, I like this song, this is a nice song. And then you write it down. So when you feel in a down mood, when you feel anxious, when you're feeling annoyed or resentful, that is the time for you to start listening to this music, because then you will remind yourself and reset your energy, so you get yourself out of that. If you have a song that you always like to listen that puts your mood up, drop it in the comment below, because I'm very interested always to read, because different people have different tastes and different songs really inspire them differently. Okay, here's another one. You know how everybody says, oh, you just have to have a journal, and I tell you this, I don't have a journal. Okay, every time when I write the journal, I cannot read it. I have such a bad handwriting, like a doctor, and I don't know. I can't write anything and read it later. But what I use my writing for is the dumping journal, what they call. So if you feel anxious, annoyed, or worried about some things, a side note, you can ask a friend or somebody to listen to you. And then when you vocalizing this and you venting, that can help you a lot to lower your stress. But let's say you just don't have that kind of friend, or you in the middle of work, or you somewhere and you have only like 5 minutes, and what is that you're going to do when you're feeling so anxious about your future, when you need to take a presentation and all, like all kinds of things. It's not like you can pick up the phone and have somebody already, right? um if you have it, awesome. But if you don't, then have a dumping journal. It doesn't have to be specifically in the journal. Okay, take a piece of paper and write it down with the yes, writing down with your own hand. I know there's a lot of typers there like, no, but I don't want to write. The thing is, when you write with the pencil or with the pen, whatever you want to write on a piece of paper, your brain really works very differently than when you're typing. It's already proven. You can go search for that, but just write it down. And you just write all of your annoyances. Imagine that you are talking with a friend, but now you're not talking, but you're writing. You just write and write and write, and you say, oh, this is this annoying coworker. I hate it so much, and oh, I don't want to go work out, and I have this conversation happening tomorrow, and I'm afraid of this. And you just get out all of your emotions. You just get it out, get it out, get it out, and what will happen, that you will feel better, because when you take that time, you're honoring yourself, you're honoring your own needs, and you're honoring your own emotions. And especially when you put the label on emotion, then you can work with that, you can release it, you can heal it, because now is not the part of you. You are separated yourself from that emotion, and you pointed out what it is, you labeled it, and it's already proven that it helps you to work with those emotions. So when you put all that on the paper, you labeled it, you said it, I can guarantee you, after writing whatever it takes, you will feel better, because you will address that energy and those emotions that will help you to work through them. Well, and there's another one. I just remembered this one. It always works. So let's say you that kind of person that worry a lot, and maybe you worry about the kids, maybe you worry about the job, maybe you worry about the money, or whatever that is. Set a time in your week, let's say Thursday at 6 p.m. And you always have like a notebook, or even write on your phone. It's okay to write on your phone, but like somewhere that you can point it out and say, oh, when you're in the middle of the week, let's say you worry about something and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm worried about to lose my job. And then you go and you make that list that you will worry about this thing, not right now, but you will worry on Thursday at 6 p.m. Yes, I know it sounds funny, but it really works. So what happens is that when you promise yourself that you will worry about losing a job on Thursday at 6 p.m., meaning you're going to have yourself 10-15 minutes to where you actually will sit down and look through that list that you made maybe a week ago or the whole week, and then you're going to address every single issue. And I'll tell you what to do with that a little bit later. But what happens is, the moment when you tell yourself, I will address this and I will honor my needs, I'm just not going to do it right now, this moment, I'm going to do it later, you're still honoring your own needs. That means you feel that, okay, yes, I will take care of it. You allow yourself to postpone it, and you allow yourself to go through that. And the funny thing happens that when you finally Thursday arrives at 6 o'clock, you will look at that list and you will realize that by then you already worked through it mentally, that doesn't look so scary anymore. But if it's still scary, what I always recommend to my clients, you make a plan B. What is the worst thing that can happen? Prepare ahead. Because when you prepare ahead, then you're not afraid anymore. Then you do not worry so much, because we always worry and stress so much about the future, what the future will hold, right? That's why fortune tellers making fortunes, right? That's what they call fortune tellers or future tellers. What are they called? Because we want to know what the future holds. So when you prepare for the worst case scenario, then you have nothing to worry about, because you're already prepared if this thing happens. What if not going to happen? That's even better. So prepare for the future. Have a journal, have a plan. And we're approaching now to the last tip that I want to share today. And it is my calm process. And I have quite a few videos and classes about that. And the beauty is, you don't have to write it down anything, because I am giving you for free to check out the whole course. And don't worry, it's not like 5 hours of listening. has a video and the worksheets that will explain to you in detail how to work the calm process. But basically, it's this: when you are worried about something, when you're stressful and you're anxious about something, you start asking yourself, can I control this? Can I control anything right now? Or I cannot control this. Then you move to the, okay, now when you decided can you control or not, then will you appreciate it? Or maybe you'll see a different point of view about that. Then you go to L. you you list all the things that you do, and then you identify, okay, that thing that I'm doing, is it helping me or is it not helping me? If it's not helping you, then stop doing it. And then M is for multiplying. When you identify that there's something that you are doing it and it's helping you, you just continue doing more of that, right? But if you like, I don't even know what to do, then you always can ask for help. I know, I just kind of like ran through it. But I'm telling you, I am listing the link below. We can go to my online membership and I'm giving you this for free. The whole course in details, explain to you what to do, and just kind of taking you by the hand with all the questions, and totally worth it. And if you need more clarity, if you need more help, I am taking stress management clients right now, and you're welcome to have any session, how many sessions you want, or even 30-minute session, or even an hour one. And you're welcome to go to my website, beamazingyu.com, and book it.